Hey, welcome to Koco's Corner. I am the huge one, Dave Koco from Kocosports.com or KOCOsports.net. It's where the world comes to kick ass. It's a blog. It's ours. And above all, where it's okay to be a passionate fan. All right, this is our weekly Lucha Underground review. As always, we ask you win, loss, or tie. What did you think of Lucha Underground? Did you think it was win, loss, or tie, and why? I absolutely love Wednesdays. NXT, Lucha Underground, I am in love with Wednesdays. I thought it was a win. I did have a problem, though, and it's not Lucha Underground's fault. People overhyped it a bit, but it was still absolutely amazing. Was it a perfect show? No, but I think it was better than last week's show. I honestly do, and I think it was a great win. As always, I can't stress this enough. I wish there was a disclaimer. If you haven't watched Lucha Underground, I'll try to find a link. I'll put it down in a doobly-doo later. But if you haven't watched Lucha Underground, please go out of your way to check it out. It's something completely different and something so enjoyable. Really fast-paced wrestling. Matt Striker and Vampiro on commentary. Striker, to me, is the best in the business. And just great athletes, and it's shot different. Like, even my wife, who really only goes to Japan Pro Wrestling Live, she doesn't really watch television shows. She walked by and like, what are you doing, watching a movie? Like, no, it's a wrestling show. And she's like, oh, this looks good. And that's like from the ultimate casual fan. I'm pretty sure she just goes so that she knows I returned. But yeah, overall, if you haven't checked it out, do check it out. Do yourself a favor. This week's show was pretty damn good. If you could, try to watch it from the beginning or try to watch it from the tournament for the title. It's just an absolutely great show. I put it over. It's one of my favorite shows on television. It really is. And I love just Wednesdays. It's so positive. It's so funny because, like, people that only watch me for the Raw reviews are like, you're so negative. Baby, not on Wednesday night. Show me some Lucha Underground. Show me some NXT, baby. I'm high-fiving everyone. Drinks on me. All right, let's break this down little by little. Like I said, I really enjoyed the show. Was it a perfect show? No, but that's why I'm an asshole critic. All right, let's break it down, shall we? It starts off, you got Son of Havoc, and I'm going to totally mispronounce this girl's name, but she's absolutely fantastic. Just beautiful. With Ervalise versus Angelico. I'm probably totally slaughtering these names. I want to apologize. I failed Spanish 1. I suck at pronouncing names. Watch Lucha Underground. But yeah, this was pretty good. It started off, and she's saying how she dates Son of Havoc, how Son of Havoc has become a joke on Twitter. They really mentioned social media a lot. I thought that was kind of cool. And they mentioned it not in a whorish type way. Not like, hey, they mentioned it like how you would mention it in a casual conversation. It was very smooth. But she said on Twitter, people say her boyfriend is a loser, and it's Son of Havoc, and she doesn't date losers. The match was really good. Angelico from South Africa is really, I don't know, gravity just doesn't exist. With, you know, I guess since they're both white and black, I guess this won't be a race issue, but more of a country issue. Africa, I don't think, has gravity. If you look at him and Kofi Kingston, gravity just doesn't exist. They did some amazing spots, but it ends with Havoc basically charging him ducking out of the way, hitting his girlfriends, and Angelico pins him via schoolboy roll-up. Very entertaining. Everless, and I'm probably mispronouncing that, and I apologize because she's one hell of a great female wrestler, walks out pissed off. Son of Havoc is just worried, follows her, and the crowd was really into this match and really into this show, and it had a feeling. I don't read spoilers. I don't really see the recording. It had a feeling of a fresh new recording. So this might have been a brand new recording or a different day, but the crowd was really into it, knew the characters, and it was really exciting. Next, you see Johnny Mundo backstage. Like I said, they like I've said a million times, they direct it like a movie. And he's talking to the boss, and he says he's ready to come back, and it's really interesting. They say, let bygones be bygones, and he's going to fight Cage tonight. Cage, for Lucha Underground, is kind of a newer character, so it'll be interesting. I really like this Cage cat. I kind of threw him under the bus because he had muscles, and I'm a muscleist, but dude, the guy fucking is holding his own against some really great athletes. And, this is one of those times the internet infantry was right. I was like, oh, big muscles, I'm scared. I don't like big muscles. Big muscles means you can't fucking wrestle. But Cage is holding his own. So we'll talk more about that in the main event. Then you had Famous B versus Pentagon Jr. They re-showed the Pentagon Jr. package. Lucha Underground does an amazing job on their packages. I hope that they do one for Aerostar soon. Aerostar is one of my favorite luchadors of all time, next to the original Mystico. But they re-showed the Pentagon Jr. one. He beats Famous B pretty bad, and then at the very end, it looks really, really good. It looks like he breaks Famous B's arm. So Pentagon Jr. wins via submission. And then he cuts a promo about a master and how he has no fear and all that. So it was a short match, but it moved the storyline along and made it interesting. And one thing that Lucha Underground does, NXT does this to an extent. New Japan and Dragon Gate really do this. So I think New Japan, Dragon Gate, and Lucha Underground are all on the same level of this one thing. When you're watching the show, Paul Heyman used to do this in ECW. When you're watching the show, everyone that leaves that curtain feels important. Everyone that leaves to go to the ring seems important one way or the other. There's a story for every character. Everything means something. And nowadays, you don't really get that. The closest WWE gets is NXT, and even they haven't perfected it. Lucha Underground, New Japan, and Dragon Gate have perfected this thing of there's not a bad match kayfabe storyline wise. You care about every single character. There's characters like Son of Havoc that haven't won shit. Someone compared them to the Cubs, or there was a lot of great references. SD Jones, but you still care. The fans care. They still tell a story. And to me, that's the type of pro wrestling I like, booking style. I like when every single match or every single character leaving the thing, and you can have guys that never win, but still have a story with them so that it's important. Lucha Underground, New Japan, and Dragon Gate, give yourself a Barry Horowitz because you do such a great job at that. All right, next, this is a dream match of mine. I really liked it. The fans did not seem to be into it, and Vampiro put it over, pretty well. I throw Vampiro under the bus a lot, even though I respect him, but he did a great job of saying, hey, the fans are paying attention and all that. And that might be the case, because that happens a lot in Japan. The more I live in Japan and the more I go to Japan shows, I'm like, why the fuck are you cheering? It's not time to cheer. You cheer when you feel like cheering. You don't fucking have to cheer. So I don't know if that was the case, but Drago versus Aerostar minus the original Mystico, which I hope shows up, because I know he's working for AAA, and AAA and Lucha Underground are pretty much almost the same company, sister companies. So I'm hoping that the original Mystico comes back, because something it just bugs me. It bugs me that the original Mystico was such a massive failure at WWE. I don't know if it's WWE's fault. I don't know if it's Mystico's fault. I don't know the situation, but I just love to see him shine one more time. But with that said, throwing that luchador aside, Drago versus Aerostar is a dream matchup for me. It's funny, Wednesday, 2 dream matchups. I got to see Kenta versus Prince Devitt, then I get to see Drago versus Aerostar. Now, granted, I have to be honest, I didn't know much about Drago before the fucking Lucha Underground, but now I'm like, holy shit, look at Drago, Team Drago. But Aerostar I've known for a really long time, thanks to YouTube, and and to me, he's just amazing. And I hope that in the future, the Lucha Underground, they make a bigger deal of Aerostar. I think he should have his own video package. It should make a big deal. Now, this is a dream match, and this is the only thing I have to nitpick about it. I don't know if it's video editing. I don't know if it was sloppy. I don't know the situation. But this is one of those I wish it had more times. And I usually, maybe Lucha Underground's doing that on purpose. They're doing, Drago versus Aerostar. Oh, you wish it had more time? We're going to fucking do this match over and over and over and build up the time. That's a possibility. But it was the first time that I watched a Lucha Underground show. I'm like, what the fuck? No. More goddamn time. What are you doing? This is Aerostar. What are you doing? Drago does win via pinfall. He hits a blockbuster DDT. It looked absolutely amazing. I can watch these guys do a best of 100. I love super quick lucha. Aerostar is so high up on my list of luchadors I respect. I just hope that they get... Now, afterwards, they did the Ring of Honor, Code of Honor, and shook hands. They even said Code of Honor. And that's one thing I like about Lucha Underground, New Japan, and so many companies. I like when they don't give a shit if they mention another company's thing. To me, that's amazing. And to me, I really enjoyed this match, but I have to be honest, this is the first time that I've watched Lucha Underground. I know they only have 1 hour, where I was like, what the fuck? No, Mr. Lucha, dear Mr. Lucha, you give those motherfuckers 8 hours. They're fucking... I would still have them be going on, but that's just me being a super fan. All right. After that, you got Cage versus Johnny Mundo. Like I said, I'm a muscleist, so when I saw Cage, even though the internet imagery said, no, Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, he's amazing. I'm like, whatever. You got fucking muscles that big, you can't fucking wrestle. All right, that's not true. That's not true all the time. That's true 98% of the time. But no, Cage held his own. You had Johnny Mundo. You were like, oh, where are they going with this? And then the Hunter came down. One of the characters attacked Johnny Mundo. It was Johnny Mundo won via DQ. Then Cage was leaving, and then the owner came out and said, no, it's not going down like that. Restart the match. Now, this is where it comes to nitpicking. I know Johnny Mundo is supposed to be a superstar, and he is. Johnny Mundo is one, John Morrison, back in the WWE days, is an amazing wrestler. And this is nitpicking here. It was still a win. I hate critiquing stuff because people are like, well, how are you so positive? You get the nitpick. That's what fans do. You're like on the 1 yard line of the Super Bowl. You're like, should I have passed a slant? Maybe not. I would have made this go a lot faster. I just thought it made Mundo look fake. It didn't make him look strong. He gets his leg smashed against the ring post. Then, with great camera work, by the way, whoever's directing the cameras, whoever's the cameraman, give yourself a Barry Horowitz. I'm a big fan of really good camera work in pro wrestling. The camera work on that chair shot on the knee was amazing. Good job. Give yourself a Barry Horowitz there, TV guys, in Lucha Underground lands. And then he goes out, and then he just starts having a match and limping a little bit. I'm like, no, fucking poor old Famous B had to sell that shit for fucking 20 fucking years. And here's Johnny Mundo like, Johnny Mundo, I love you. I think you're great. I think the way you're booked is amazing. But, bro, come on. That's Cena type shit right there. I really did enjoy it. Cage finally does win with a gory special reverse STO. And afterwards, that's pretty much it. I'll go afterwards. But overall, I really enjoyed this show from top to bottom. I thought it was really amazing, and I enjoyed it a lot. I just thought Johnny Mundo came off way too strong. And when you come off that way too strong, it makes the fucking Hunter look like a jackass. It makes Cage look like a jackass. It makes Famous B look like a jackass. And not only that, but you could have told the same exact story. I understand you want to be tough and all that. Maybe, and not only, but the announce team was putting it over. The announce team, sometimes Vampiro has dropped the ball being an announcer, and I totally respect Vampiro. But Vampiro, I think this was Vampiro's best show on commentary. I really do. And he's doing a great job selling it, but, there's a point where, like, all right, fucking Superman, we fucking get it. I probably would have shit my pants in anger if fucking Johnny Mundo won. And maybe I'm nitpicking here, but less Johnny Mundo as Superman. Keep the same story, just make it shorter. Make the second half of the match shorter, and more Drago versus Aerostar. If I could have that, if Lucha Underground is like Burger King, that's what I would do. And then at the very end, you have Albert Del Rio, now known as Alberto El Patron. He shows up and he just does his line, but you already knew that. And I knew he was going there just from the internet, but I didn't know it was going to be so soon and like that. I thought it was done really well. And it's hard to surprise people in the day of the internet. Now, of course, I try to avoid spoilers as much as I can. And because if you know the spoilers, it fucking ruins the whole fucking story, and it's hard. Because when I watch pro wrestling, I want to escape into this fantasy world. I'm a fan. And try to stay away from spoilers. But the thing is, it's hard to stay away from Albert Del Rio signing. And Albert Del Rio does sign, but I'm like, oh, well, he'll probably be back later. And then, bam, he's right there. I thought that was a really nice touch. I thought the way it was done was really nice touch. Now, Albert Del Rio, I have been watching him for a very long time. I remember him getting his ass knocked the fuck out by Krokop. I remember, I saw that live. I remember, his Lucha days. I remember when he first came up in WWE. And here's the thing. A lot of people are going to disagree with this, and I might offend, the Lucha Underground diehards. But in my heart of hearts, I believe somewhere along the line, Del Rio became crazy fucking boring in WWE. And maybe he'll admit it, or maybe he'll just fucking choke the living shit out of me. But I want to see a fresh start, Albert Del Rio or Alberto El Patron, and I want to see him revived, him bust his ass, him prove something. I mean, it worked in Lucha Underground. Big Rick, he fucking looks impressive. I would never in a million years thought that motherfucker would ever look good. Johnny Mundo, he's always been impressive, but now being the main guy, a little too much on the fucking leg there, Cena Jr., but being one of the main guys, he was absolutely awesome, and it brought life into him. I am excited to see what this creative team and what these pro wrestlers can do to bring life back into Alberto Del Rio or Alberto El Patron. I am very excited. I'm excited that he went to Ring of Honor. I'm excited that he went to AAA. I'm excited that he's at Lucha Underground. I hope TNA and Lucha Underground can work out a deal where they can work on both. But I'm very excited to see if they can bring life back into his career. Because I remember going, no, Albert Del Rio is freaking awesome, to, oh my fucking God, go fuck yourself, Albert Del Rio. But I imagine I don't know the situation, maybe he just fucking mailed it the fuck in. He's like, fuck that, take my paycheck. But he did stand up for himself, and behind the curtains, I totally respect that. Hearing the interviews, I respect that. Being a guy that's like, you know what, fuck you. And fuck you. You don't want me to fucking deliver papers to the black houses? Hell, I'm fucking delivering the papers. Fuck you. That's a Paperboy reference from Nintendo, by the way. Out of all fucking references, that's the one I pull out. Yep. Giving myself a Barry Horowitz for that one. Okay, I lost every fucking viewer under the age of fucking 90. But I'm excited to see what life they can bring into him. Because from what I've seen of him at Ring of Honor, I'm like, holy shit. Holy shit, fucking hello, Albert Del Rio's trying. So I'm very excited to see what they do here. And the Lucha Underground team has done amazing stuff. Big Rick, I don't want to fucking punch a baby in the face when I see him. And that is such a huge improvement for him. All right, let's see if there's any live comments. If there's not, I'm going to be so embarrassed. At the_Jan_Brower on Twitter retweeted us. Much love. I appreciate that. Thank you for the likes on Facebook. And thank you, Terry Funk. There's some live comments. Lennox Wooderson says, win. Best show of the week. Oh, I don't know. NXT was so good. So, I don't know. I'll just say best day of the week. Lennox Wooderson says, Angelico and Son of Havoc had a wild match. Angelico's knee-heavy offense was amazing, and Son of Havoc did the most perfect shooting star press and landed like an Olympic gymnast. Yeah, it was amazing with the knees and the gravity, and then him just catching it. So, is Famous B JTG? Lennox Wooderson. You can't... Pentagon is becoming one of my favorites. His offense is simply brutal. Yeah. No, famous B is not JTG, to the best of my knowledge. Shundal Hall says, Lucha is the best wrestling in the States. It's sad because it's brand new. WWE and TNA should be ashamed. Yeah. They're just doing everything right. And a lot of times, I used to promote pro wrestling. And I started a lot of companies in Florida, and a lot of companies stole ideas, including Florida Underground. That's a nice title there, champ. I wonder who came up with that. But I'm sure when you steal a company's name from someone, you at least promote their website, right? Right, Florida Underground? Right? No? Oh, no? Oh, no. They went to a... So you stole my name and then fucking promoted a website. A different website. Oh, that's cool. Where I come from, that's nothing fucked up about that. But no, the thing about Lucha Underground is I used to promote wrestling. I used to promote wrestling 4 shows a week. It used to be my full-time job. And by full-time job, I mean I made profit and made a fucking living. It was fun. It was real fun. But I fucking got burnt out. My health was bad and all that. And people all the time are like, oh, you should come back and promote. You should do that. You should do this. And I don't think I can, because I would always say, like, oh, what would it take? What would it take for me to come back and promote? And I'd be like, well, I would probably do something like Florida Underground when that fucking title was available, or something along those lines. Same building, television, and basically what I would fucking make is Lucha Underground. So there's no need for me to promote, because Lucha Underground exists. That's the product I would want to make if I had unlimited funds, or if I can busted my ass. Lennox Wooderson says, excellent match by Aerostar and Drago. Just more time, baby. Need more time. Aero had a Power Rangers outfit. He always does. But he proved he could hang with the Lucha Underground's best in Drago. Sick flipping DDT for the win. Yeah. Aerostar is one of my favorite, and I hope they do him justice. Like, to me, it was so funny because, like, I'm such a huge Aerostar mark. When he showed up, they just showed him up as a new guy. They didn't have no video package or nothing. And I, like, fucking was so excited. I'm like, that's fucking Aerostar! That is Aerostar! Yeah, I just have a man crush on Aerostar. That's where this was going. But hopefully they promote him better. I'd love to see a video package on him and all that. And one thing I do want to say, dear Mr. Lucha Underground, I'm hoping that someone at Lucha Underground listens to this stuff. I love everything you do, but you don't have to be like Raw, but a replay here and there. At least a replay of the finisher. It feels weird. Like, I always have to fucking rewind. Like, oh, that was a cool finisher. They'll show a replay. No, that ain't. All right, let me watch that one more time. Boop, 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 boop. And I don't want you to become Raw where there's fucking replays every 10 fucking seconds. But just have, Matt Striker be like, oh, let's check that out again. A lot of times, fans like myself, we want to see the finish of the match again, like right off the bat. And B, it makes it feel like a real sport. And you're doing so much stuff well that I kind of like, I feel like I'm going up to like Mr. Lucha's office and putting in a suggestion in the suggestion box, and then Mr. Burns opens the fucking door and be like, "What are you doing, Simpson?" Like, ah! But yeah, I think one thing you can do, and you got a great show there, Mr. Lucha. I don't want to fuck this shit up by fucking being negative Nelly. But if you could just do the replay, even if you don't want to go replay crazy, and don't ever replay as much as WWE, but play the finisher. That would be cool. Lennox Wooderson, the main event might be match of the month. Morrison showed so much innovation with the whirlwind kicks, but Cage is a pure monster. It's tough to imagine that Cage was in PWG last month, and now he's the top heel in Lucha Underground. WWE really missed out on these guys and Cage, and be the next Brock Lesnar with the right marketing. Yeah, when I watch Cage, that's the first thing I said. I'm like, how the fuck does this guy have a job? How does this guy not have a fucking job? How is that even fucking possible? What? All right. This show gives NXT rivals something to compete against. I just fucking love Wednesdays. Everyone says, which one do you like better, Lucha Underground or NXT? And I normally say Lucha Underground. But this week, man, it was just a tie. I mean, if I had a gun to my head, I might say NXT, but fuck that. Fuck, like, they have the gun to my head. I'm like, bitch, fucking, let's watch both. Let's watch both. Sit down. Why would this guy have a gun to my head? I don't know. But I'm like, bitch, we're going to sit down and watch both, all right? All right? So just sit down, watch both. We're happy. Let's see. Lennox Wooderson goes, Matt Striker is hands down the best commentator in the business. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. I love that he calls moves by the original names. And I also, I'm not really a move guy, as you can tell by my reviews. I love watching wrestling. I love the reviews. But, like, I could never be play-by-play. I could never. I'd be like, that's a cutter. That's a cutter. That's a flip-de-doo off the top. I don't know what the fuck that is, but that was amazing. Hence why I don't do play-by-play, but Striker is the best, but also I like the history. Some people are like, oh, I hate the history. I don't fucking understand it. Granted, I was a history teacher back in the day before punch drunkenness took over my life, but no, the history is so important. But I do believe he's the best in the business. Like the Scorpion Death Drop or the Code Breaker. He also tells the history of the moves and the sport, yeah, in a way that a fan would enjoy because he is a fan. Other companies can learn from this. And I agree 100%, Lennox Wooderson. Comparing Mundo to Cena is blasphemy. May Terry Funk have mercy on us all. All I'm saying is this son of a bitch is limping around the ring. I love you, Mr. Mundo. Can I call you Mr. Mundo? I love you, Mr. Mundo, but hear me out. I could have seen more Aerostar. Maybe that's what it comes down to. Maybe I'll just never be happy. I would see. Alberto had me when he said, but you already knew that. He's tearing it up in Ring of Honor, and now he's going to do the same in Lucha. Who could be his first opponent? Is he heel or face? I don't know who his first opponent's going to be. I don't read spoilers. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see who his first opponent is. I think Alberto Del Rio, just because of how popular he is, I think he might have to be a face, but turn heel quickly because people are going to see it. But yeah, he's doing a great job, and hopefully he keeps it up. And I want to see what Lucha Underground can do for him. And not only that, but he's in Ring of Honor, AAA. I'm hoping he comes to Japan. I really want to see him come to Japan soon. And someone asked me this earlier, and I apologize for the Internet Infantry member that said it, but someone in the Internet Infantry, it could have been Lennox Wooderson, asked me, who do you think should come from Japan? And I hope they bring Japanese stars. I really do. New Japan might be hard because New Japan's working at Ring of Honor, but Alberto Del Rio works for both. And also Dragon Gate guys. I think Dragon Gate guys would do perfect in this federation, and they have Dragon Gate USA and stuff. So I hope that there are Japanese wrestlers that come in the future. And it would be great. It would be great to see how it's done. Who knows? Like I said, I don't read spoilers. For all I know, fucking Okada could run out next year. Okay, most likely that's not going to happen. But still, a little boy can dream. A little boy can dream. All right, let me check these last comments, and then we're going to wrap this bad boy up because I promised my son these shows would be shorter because he wants to play Minecraft. I always think when I break down the fifth wall or the fourth wall, I always wonder like if they ever do that on ESPN. And we're gonna cut SportsCenter a little short tonight because my son wants to play Minecraft. Minecraft. All right. Boop. Nope. No new live comments. All right. Lennox Wooderson, thank you as always. Shundell Hall, thank you very much for the live comments. It does mean a lot. Please like, comment, subscribe, and also check out our blog as we hope to improve it every day. This week has been a little bit hard. Oh, there is one last live comment. Lennox Wooderson, you got the last comment of the night. Phoenix, oh, I forgot to mention this. Thank you for the comment. Lennox Wooderson, give yourself a Barry Horowitz. I probably would have never mentioned this. Phoenix might get killed by Mirtros. I don't know why, but adding a fake accent when mispronouncing words doesn't work. The man of 1,000 deaths. I feel bad for him because he was just training when some magic lady shows up and puts his life in danger. Yeah, I felt that way too. Because like she's like, oh, I got a message and it's not for him, and then she kisses him and then disappears, by some magic lady. And I'm like, he doesn't say anything, and he just looks confused and goes back to working out. But I'm like, I want to be like on his side and be like, a bitch, you kissed me. I didn't kiss you. There's no fucking secrets, you crazy fucking whore. Back away, magic lady. So yeah, I felt bad for Phoenix. So hopefully that will go somewhere. And like, she's like, don't tell anyone, but like, because he'll kill everybody. Bitch, you're the one that did this. I ain't telling shit, you crazy fucking broad. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't have much experience with magic hot ladies kissing me and then saying their man will beat the shit out of me. That's the advantage of being fucking disgusting looking. But I imagine I'd be like, yo, bitch, pump your fucking brakes. What do you mean? Get your fucking voodoo magic somewhere else. All right. Thank you for mentioning that, Lennox Wooderson. +5 for you. All right. Like, comment, subscribe, check out Kocosports.net as we are hoping to improve this channel and hoping to improve the blog every day. With that, I am over. Bum, bum, ba, da, da, bum, 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 bum.